All right, what's good, guys? I know you guys been waiting for the website for a hot minute, and I don't want to say I've been slow with it, but I just kind of I recorded the whole thing, and basically I lost the whole file. I know you guys have been waiting for the website like for a hot minute, and like I apologize for like the long wait. Honestly, it wasn't meant to be like this, but I basically like did the whole video, and then everything kind of just didn't save, so here I am doing it again. So I kind of already made the website, but I kind of just like took it apart, just like redo it. So this is the website though, the one I put together. So I'm gonna show you guys how I reconstructed. Like I'm gonna reconstruct the whole thing basically, and show you like how I added it and why I put things the way I did. I feel like this website's pretty solid in my case because I mean I would make websites like this and then go ahead and run ads or Facebook ads and they would gain sales. So they give like the trustworthiness look. If you understand, most websites they don't give that certain look. Like people honestly can't tell if it's a real website, and it doesn't look like socially appealing. So like there's many factors that come into like when you're building websites, but I feel like the way I make them, since it works for running ads and like other people can like see it and like buy from it and convert. So I feel like this is probably like the best way to like have websites. So let's just get right into it. So basically, I believe this is it right here. All right. So let's get started. So is this it? Nah, this isn't the right one. All right. This was another website that I did make also. So basically with Shopify, you can change the way your website look based off of the themes that you have. I have multiple themes on my website. Not even on my website itself, but like I just have multiple themes, like files, themes. And like normally if I see a theme that I like, normally I buy themes from like, Shopify themes. I can visit the theme store. And like I'll look through the themes, like see how I can recreate it to like fit like what I'm trying to sell. And that goes through e-commerce, clothing lines, that goes through like honestly anything, real estate. Like I've made websites for like multiple different people for like different industries. So it's like every website theme looks different and everybody has their certain colors that they use. So like, I normally play around with a lot of website themes. So I feel like that's kind of how I got to like, where I got with making websites. But let's get right into like how to make actually good website. I don't even want to say like actually good website. I want to say let's get into like how to make a proper website, like has like the terms and conditions, like all the terms and conditions, all the bottom parts, the menus that need to be at the bottom of the footers, because I see a lot of people have websites don't have none of this. No refund policies, no contact information, like no terms of service, shipping policies. And like for some people they don't even know how to add like the tracking. Like if people like buy things from your website, like they're like, oh, where's my order? Like most of the times, like let me show you one of the websites that I own. So what I tend to do is I try to add like where's my order right here, and then they can put in their tracking number, and then once they put their tracking number and click track, it automatically takes them to like the USB page, and like now it's like, oh, okay, here's what my order is, this is how it's working. So basically I'm gonna basically teach you guys basically how to like make a full functioning website just like that. And any file that you guys want that you see that I'm using here, I'm not charging for none of this. So like I'll just throw it in the chat for free, and like you can just download it, use it, play around with it, whatever you want to do. So right now I'm gonna remake this theme. I'm trying to make sure and see which one it is, if it's this one. So it's this one. This is the one I use. So first of all, I want to mention like this is a free theme though. Like I just converted it, changed some things around, and like made it better. A lot of people do that and then resell themes. So like if you really put the time into like making a theme, I feel like that could take you guys like farther than like buying like $150 theme, because most of these themes here are pretty expensive. For the beginning part, this is what I tend to do. So okay, so I'm gonna take all this off, and then I'm gonna like redo it so I can just show y'all the things I add. I'm not gonna remove this part because I'm gonna use this part, and I don't want to rewrite all of that, so I'm gonna just hide that. Collection list, I remove that. I might even make it better than than the other one, because normally when I make websites I kind of just like work what's in my head and be like, why am I putting this here, why am I doing this here, let me try this, let me try that. So like it's a lot of trial and error, but like this is gonna be the main part of like building website. So the first thing I always do is like I try to make sure I have a banner, because I like the way this looks. And then like when people go on the website, I feel like this is kind of the first thing they always see, because I always see this most of the times. And like free shipping on all orders above $50. So it's like That makes sense. Like if you're selling like clothes or like you're selling like a product and like you give them like a discount code here or like you put the discount code here, something like that. Whatever you put up there, like it's pretty like appealing to the audience or like whoever is like going to your website to buy, because if they see this now it's like, oh, I can just copy this and put it inside the shopping cart like for the discount code and like get a 10%, 20% off. Or like now they say like, okay, if you're selling clothes and it's like $30 and they buy two $60, they already get free shipping. So it's like, they put it into their head and be like, oh, okay, I might as well just get two, me and this other person, or it's like XYZ or whatever it is. But I tend to have this here. You can change the color to this. Like if you're trying to change colors, like normally you would change them here, but some things are very different where like you would have to change it within the actual settings itself. So like for this one, like they have a whole bunch of like different options on like, if I put background 1, I would have to go to the color back here, and then like for background 1, I would then play around with it here. But you see how I would change like the whole website? So that means it's like there's more connected to background 1 since they render themes like that. So I'm pretty sure if I click this, yeah, it's on background 1. So I'm pretty sure that's why it's like that. So let's just take this back to white. Let's go back here. Did it go away? Alright, so let's change that back to white. Let's go back to the header and let's put that back as black. I normally keep mine as black. Another thing to put into consideration is that like whenever you're making a website, try to only use 3 different colors. I don't try to like use multiple colors, like have like a whole rainbow on my site, unless maybe I'm selling an NFT. That would make sense with that. But like if you're selling like clothes, you're doing e-commerce, try to like stay consistent with like three colors. I'm pretty sure like they have like a color scheme or something like that. I'm pretty sure they have like a color wheel. Let me see. Color wheel. Yeah, they do. So like, with marketing. Alright, so let me see. Yeah, so something like this, right? So whenever I try to like, make certain websites, like let's say I'm selling like plant stuff, you would go green, because green kind of gives like, the health, the safety. Like when you think of Walmart too, like Walmart kind of like it's a blue color, and like, people feel like security and trust when they go to Walmart to buy things because they know they're going to get what they get. And like, so with like a whole bunch of other things, like if I'm selling like phone chargers or like phone cases, I might use red, because red gives like a strong like action, like type of, color, like energy, like especially like charging, like energy and charging, like, since it's like, it even says energy here. So like that would make sense. But like, I try to use the color wheel if I'm selling certain things. Like most girls, when they're selling like, makeup stuff, they use pink, purple. Like, you won't see like a makeup store and then like it'll be like green or like orange. Maybe most of the times you'll mainly see pink, because those are the colors that really associate with that. So try to like put this into consideration whenever you're trying to like pick a color for your website. So that's just something I would put into consideration. And then I try to always have like a good logo. Like you always need a logo. Like never use the text. Like it's okay to use text once in a while, but like honestly, having a logo kind of sets you apart from a whole bunch of other businesses. And I feel like a logo sets a lot of people apart. So for the logo for this one, I have it. It's called Essential God. So also, this is a brand that I've had before. With this one, we're just gonna put the logo up here. For the menu, it's gonna be everything here. And if you want to change the menu, you have to go within the settings, which I'll show you guys how to do after in a bit. You don't need that. So honestly, I just kind of like leave everything else the way it is, except for the logo. And like I pick a certain size. Like I don't want it to be too big, because I see a lot of people with logo, it doesn't even look big, but I see a lot of people with their logos like this big, and it's their whole logo page. I'm just like, bro, your logo's really big, bro. Like make it smaller, like make it presentable, you feel? And then like sometimes if you can't find like a logo size that actually works for you, you can find people on Fiverr to like, do it, like make a smaller logo for you, like reduce the size and stuff like that. And they charge like what, $5, $2, $3. Like if you really talk to them, you could probably get it for cheaper if you mean for real. So that's gonna be the logo for this one. The size, honestly, I don't even think it even matters. I think that size was kind of decent. Yeah, it's kind of decent for real. So I'm gonna just say 280. Yeah, let's say 280. So after that, I normally use a banner. I always like using the banners for any of my websites. I just don't want to have products unless I'm trying to give like some type of like image out. For this one, I had the banner here. So initially I used this one, right? So I was going for like a website where like, you know, when you first see it, like you see the whole page like this. Normally right after that I try to add like maybe, okay, so I had a rich text there. So what I normally do, I try to like add like more like, you know, like a story to the brand though. I don't just want the brand to just look like plain where it's just like, oh, it's a banner and clothes. I try to add like a little bit of information to the store. So if we go back to it, I forgot what I put and show you. So I put, does following God means good things will happen to me? Now, honestly, I might change this later on, but for the meantime, I just put this here to just like, you know, give like that, you know, just that question, like, you know, what does it really mean to like follow God or whatever to like whoever reads this. But I added that, and then I had a button. No, I didn't want to do a button. I was just I was moving a lot of things around. I tried the button like look. Oh no, this is for something else. One second. I add a button here, and then like I looked at it. You know, I put learn more here. So basically, by them clicking here, like, you know, they'll learn more. Like, you know, it would send them to like a blog, whatever I want to like attach the link to. For now, I'm just gonna put it to all products, but most definitely like a blog here would be good, because like if they click here, send them to a blog. You know, people can like put in like prayer requests, like things like that, things to give like that more like, you know, Christian friendly appeal. And like honestly, the reason why I went with the colors I did go with is to like go for like more of like a essential type of brand. I kind of went with the black, gray, and white type of color theme. So I'm gonna remove this though, because I didn't like the way this looked. It was a little bit too big for me, and like I always I always like the way it looks on mobile, because people don't buy things on desktop no more. So like I really don't really look on how it looks on the desktop, because who really says let me go buy a t-shirt, then logs onto the computer and puts their card information and proceeds to buy it on here? So nobody really does that anymore. So everybody does that on the phone. So I'm like, why not just, you know, look at the phone view? And then whenever I do run ads or like I do show my friends, I always show my friends on the phone instead of the computer. But that doesn't mean you can't make another step to like make sure it looks good on the computer as well though. But for now, I'm just gonna focus mainly on the phone. So I'm gonna get rid of this though, because I don't like the way it looks. That look a little bit better, but it's a little bit still big. Let me see if I can reduce the size actually. Okay, so to me, I still don't like it. So I'm gonna clear that out. Let's see something. I think we're gonna switch these out right here. I'm gonna put this here, and then for this is the description. So this is where we're gonna put learn more here. And then, so for this, you can always attach a link to this. Oh, let's not attach that. We'll attach products, our products. But for this, we'll attach a blog to this though. But for now, we'll just use this. And then again, you can always like Google Christian blogs, anything like that. Like, you know, however you want to make it look. But as you can see though, this doesn't look like this though. Like if I go to mobile view of this, so like it looks more smaller than this. So like mainly if you're always trying to like change how like, you know, the text looks or like the font size, you would have to go within the settings of like, you know, the actual theme or whatever you're using. So for that, right here, I'm gonna change this also to the same font as this, because I like the way this looks. I don't really like the way this looks, but they have a whole bunch of fonts you can also go through, and then you can also add fonts to this as well if you want to. So yeah, wish for you to do that. And then I'm gonna change the size. Let's make it a little bigger. Okay. And then we're gonna go back up to rich text and make this a little bigger, so like there's spacing here. Let's see if we could change the color. Okay, I'm gonna leave it gray, because what I was doing before is I had everything actually gray, and I believe I had the footer black as well. No, so I had okay. I kind of changed a lot of things, but we'll get to that though as we're going along with this. So I'm gonna leave this gray for now though, and then for the bottom part here, I'm gonna leave that. But let's see. So after this, let's add the products. So there's multiple different type of like ways you can add products. They have different types of what is it called? So the way the products will look once you add them. So for this one, it says featured collections. If I had the home page, like it'll look like this. But if I go down to like add another selection and I'm looking for featured product itself, that looks completely different than what that looks like. And this one you would have to select the one product and put that there. But mainly I don't normally do this unless I'm having like some type of like a sales promotion. If I'm having a sales promotion, then I'll probably add I'll probably put it under the rich text and then probably say like 30% off only today. Find out more, and like probably wouldn't even add the find out more, just add this and add the top parts in this too. Have this here, and then like they could just place the order here immediately, and you can just change change it out like however you want. But I'm not gonna add that for this one. For this one, I'm gonna have the orders like this. You could also change the way this looks though. Like if you wanted to if you wanted to be like people swipe through it, you could also change that. So you just go here, enable swipe on mobile, and now people could just swipe through it instead of having to like scroll down. But I'm actually gonna leave this look because I feel like this looks actually a little bit better. And then I'm also gonna change the color for this as well. Not that color, this color, yeah, gray. So like the top is black, then it's white, then you see gray, and then the website kind of goes into like the background goes gray, but you can see the products stand out more. So after that, let's see, we can add so for this one I added free shipping, 50% off, contact, and then I did the footer. So I could do it the same way, but let's see if I can mix it up a little bit. Okay, so instead of adding this, I'm gonna see what if I can add something else there. Let's see. So normally what I do is I kind of click everything to see how it looks, and then try to envision what I want to be there. So for the blog post, like if I try to add blog, put that right under the collections, change the color to the same background as everything else. See, for this one now, I like the way it looks, because honestly, what I can do, put this under this. Let's get rid of the blog post. Let's take this up a little bit more. Say 8. Okay, that's cool. I can honestly even say I can get rid of learn more. I can erase that. Add a picture here for the blog, especially if you're doing blogs. Put learn more. No, don't want that. That's the heading. So let's leave the heading blank. Hold on. Let's see. You would have to most likely do the blog within the settings of the website itself, because I know for here, yeah, you would have to like put the blog in here, create a blog, and then like it would basically generate it. But like I'm pretty sure below right here, you can probably add learn more here, and then this can follow like the continuation of this to that. So if you just make that a little bit up there, and then for the rich text, make it a little bit more down. Now it's like, okay, this is the first thing they see. Scroll down, they see this, then it's a blog post, and then for the featured collection, you don't even have to call it featured collections. You can call it something else, but like I would also move that up a little bit, because like you don't want too much spacings to be in your website, because I see a lot of websites where like the spaces are really big. You just want everything to kind of be like almost like not too close but close together. And that's why I don't like certain other websites or certain other themes that makes website, because they don't give you this type of option. You would have to go within the code, and a lot of people don't know how to do that. So that's why I really do appreciate like how you're able to like control like the spacing within the websites. But we're not gonna use a block for this one, so we're just gonna go back right. There, it's gone. So let's not use that. Let's also make this a little bit more down take this a little up. And let's call this something else as well. Standard feature collection. We'll call this, I think I actually named it something else on here as well. Don't really remember. Let me check it. Okay, so I called it Essentials God Bestsellers. So I also added spacings to it because I wanted it to be more in the center. So I'll show you how I did that as well. So for the name, I called it this. And then you see how the text is kind of like really big. So for this as well, just like I said, you would go back into like the font size. You would just decrease the size until like a size that you want. This is looking way smaller than it needs to be, really. So let's take this back up. I think it has to do with that. Yeah, it did. So we want this to be visible, so people can see it. Okay, that's way better. And this is also way better as well. So it's not too big, it's not too small. And then also I could always check the size that I use for this as well, which was, where it is, right here. So I use 70 and I use 85. So I can always say, I'm gonna just take that to 70, put that to 85. Well, whoa. I ain't gonna lie. Don't know what happened there. But let's just take this back down. Let's say, oh, I think I know what happened actually. So I did that. No, that's not it. So I made that small, right? So that's why it looks like that there. So you can change the heading size, and I believe you can do that with this as well. I think, yeah, small. So if you're able to change the size, I would always use the small ones for, small text, big one for big text. But don't ever make it like super big where it's like where it looks like this. I feel like this is kind of outrageous. Like unless in certain like scenarios, but like for this one right here, I wouldn't use it for that. Like I want it to look clean, professional, so like I made it smaller. This also looks pretty it looks really good because when people see this, like, okay, these are their best sellers, and it looks really professional. So that's what you're really going for, especially if you're trying to sell things to like not just your friends and you're trying to sell to the whole world. It needs to look professional to the point where everybody can trust the site and be like, okay, this site looks good. This respects, like, it's this site looks good. It looks really professional, and like I can trust the site, because you're trying to sell trust initially. That's what you're really selling out here. So not even just the brand. So you're not just selling the brand, you're also selling your clients. Like you're trying to trust your clients as well, that they can trust you. So let's go back to this. I'm probably gonna get rid of one. Actually, another one. Okay, so and how I got that, I went to blank text, and then right here you can just Control C or Command C or whatever you're using. And then now you have a like invisible text basically. So that's how I did that there. Add one more. No, actually that's fine there. So, okay, so after that, I feel like that's what I did for that. I don't like how this is kind of too close to this. So what I'm gonna do, probably gonna move it down. Okay, I feel like that's more better. But if I can, let me see if I can add. So I want to show vendors. I wanted to say Essential God. Like now it's given like, oh, this is the brand, like their brand, like they own that type of like collection. Now that's how it's gonna look. I don't have a second image at the moment, which I will be putting there, but it'll just be the back of the hoodie. You can also change this to portrait or square, however you want to do it, but I kind of just leave it to like adapt to image, because sometimes a lot of the other products are different like sizes than this, and I want them all to look like the same size. Product rating, I normally don't use this because I install an app already on its own. Like with this one right here, there's an app that also like lets you have like reviews. So I'll show you guys what app I use and how I use that when we get there. So after this, I'm gonna go back to adding what I was gonna use actually, which was this one right here, the multi-column. So for multi-columns, like I said, that you would just go through like the whole list again and again. There's no problem there. And then I'll just use the same background I've been using. I'm gonna move that up. And also, if you have trouble like finding which is which, you could also use this. They implemented this so like you can like find things easier and then it will highlight it on the other side there, so you know like what side you're highlighting. But I tend to not to use it because I've been using this for a minute and I kind of understand how it works now. I don't think I named it. I also actually make the color white. So I did it like this. Okay, it kind of falls into the patterns of like the colors that I'm going for as well. So we can use that. Okay, so I'm gonna rename all of these right here, and I'm also gonna get rid of this button down here because it's not needed as well. So let's start with this one. Why is it starting the opposite way? So like I said, like if you don't know why certain things are there, you see how you click that, you can just go to it, and then there it is actually, and you just get rid of it. So back to this stuff. So I'm gonna leave 2 because I wanted to have that look, and then I'm gonna change this to this right here because I want to offer free shipping for. I want them to like scroll down and be like, okay, they offer free shipping. And then for the name, I'm gonna name it free shipping as well. Like that. And then for the link, I put shop now. So like, you know, once they see like, oh, if they offer free shipping, the next step really is to shop now. So I want to give them that option to just click shop now after that, and then you're going to link this right here. You're gonna link it to like their products, so like you could do it to all your products. So like when they click it, it sends them directly to all your products immediately. And also you could also add images here, like however you want to do it. I'm not gonna add an image there. You can add your logo. You can add clothes. You can really add anything that you want here. But it's like, again, it's all up to you guys and like what you wanna, how you wanna make your websites. But I don't want to do mine like that for now. So I'm gonna put shop here product, and then we're gonna go back. And also I want it to be in the center as well. So most of the themes that you're using, so like they have like subsections where like you can like do what you want to do to like certain parts, and then they have the thing that controls the whole thing, like this right here. So like let's say I want to make it have, they didn't really do nothing. So sometimes I don't even know what some of these do. So I would play around with it and like, you know, just mess it around and be like, okay, that's what that does, that's what that does. I would do center. Now all of them in the center. Do middle. That's really all I want to do to this, except for, get rid of this again, make this a little bit smaller up there with the spacing, and then for the same for the bottom as well, probably do 12, and that gives it more better look. Okay, so now if I'm gonna delete this one here because I'm not gonna use it, and then I'm gonna go back to here. I'm gonna take this same one here as well and put that here. Erase that, put that for the heading. So I basically wrote, recently we have been hearing some amazing feedback about our product. Join the list of people who have rated us 5 out of 5 stars on our customer service, and you'll receive a 10% off your first month. Just like that. So, and it's very easy, like, you know, to like have people like read stuff like this and then easily convert and be like, oh, okay, like, you know, people are saying good things about this brand. So I'm just gonna capitalize this right here. So it's like some part they really want to read, and then this part says learn more about how you can get started by following the link. So now I'm telling them like, you know, go to this link and they can get like a certain % off, and this, it'll just say email subscriber. Just send that link there. And then for this, what I would normally do is, because I want to get like, if you want to get like an email list of like, you know, the people who are signing up to your thing, you can send it to a page. You can make a certain page that just takes emails list, which you can do by just like going to pages here. So for the pages, I already have a contact page. So like, you know, if somebody ever like wants to contact the store or anything like that, they take them straight directly to this page and put their name, email, message, and that's it. But for this one, you could just say, you want to take like their email, like an email list. Can do this. Just name it email. Default. Okay, that should be okay like that. Okay, so now there's nothing there. Actually, Yeah, let's just call it email for now. And then I'll show you guys how to basically change that around in a few seconds. So what you can do actually, once you view the page, copy the link, go here. So instead of sending it to contact, you can put the link here, pop up here, click that, and click save. Now to change that, what you should do is you just click the email here. So now it takes you here, right? And it says track your order. So this is for the track your order page, but let me not use this one actually. Let's say about us. Save that. Go back. Let's go back to the home page. Back here. Gotta give it a minute. Let's refresh the page actually. Right here. Oh wow. Okay. Let's change it to FAQs. Let's see what happens. Because sometimes when you try to have a default page, sometimes they only let you have one. I know there's a workaround for it, but honestly, I don't even remember the workaround for it, so I'm not gonna try to dabble into that. Okay, great. This is all you basically want. So you would just get rid of the image banner here. You would get rid of basically everything else that doesn't belong here but this. And then for this, I would just change it to like the color you're using for your website, gray. Make full screen, and then you can really change it. Subscribe to our email list. Same message here. And then that's really it for this page, because that's all you want them to do, just subscribe with their emails. So let's go back and finish the rest of it. So after this, the contact is fine. I don't want to add too much to the website. I just want it to be like plain and simple. So contact form, I'm going to change the colors back to the gray. So it's like they see that, and then they go back to the gray. Give it a little bit of space. And then name, email, phone number, comment if they want to comment. Or really, I can really change this and say prayer request. Oh wow. Prayer request. Okay. Change that to prayer request, have that like that. So it's like now if people want a prayer request, they can put in a name, email, phone number, comment, but it doesn't have to say prayer request. Honestly, I don't think I want this to be prayer request, because I want a little bit more information before just having prayer requests. So it's not like I'm just trying to sell them. So I'll probably just change that back to, for more information, contact us at like whatever. So after that is really just the footer that's left now. So for the footer, what I try to do is I try to have an image of the brand. I try to put that below. So I'm gonna go back to the same logo I was using, make that a little bit bigger. Actually, just make it a little bit smaller. And then for menus, you always want to have your contact, refund, private policy, terms of service, shipping policy. You always want to have that there. I don't want to add like a brand like, statement here just yet, only because I don't know what I would write there, but it'll be something I would come up with, and I can show that in a later video that like, okay, this is what I came up with for this part and why I used it. For this, I would change that, just make this a little bit smaller. And then for the actual color of this, I do want to change the colorway. That's one thing I do want to change. So for this, it's a background 2. I'm gonna change it to accent 2. Okay, so now for this, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go back to the website that I actually did make, because I did change the colors and I found the colors that I wanted to use. As you can see, when you scroll down, it gives like a white, gray, and then when you scroll down, there's white. Like, so it kind of falls with the things of the website. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go back to the colors, and I believe it was for this one right here. So for that, what I did was, let's see what I did. For this color, I put in this code. So I basically, I clicked this. You have to mess around a lot with it, because you got to like move it to a certain point to like what you want. See how like the color starts to change over here as well, depending on how you want it to look when people scroll up and down. See how it goes dark when people scroll up, and then it goes like lighter purple. So like everything here, you really just have to play around with and like, get a feel of what you want. So for that one, this was completely black. Still purple though. I think for this, so I had that black and nope. That's a little bit what I did. It's a little bit too white. I'm trying to see if I can like pull the same colors I pulled out. This was 20%. Then this was all the way here. So this is 185. Okay, so it was almost just like this. It's not where I want it to be just of yet. Let me figure out why. And then this was 180, 20 to 0. Okay, I think I messed it up. For sure, yeah. So it looks complicated, but I promise you it's not as complicated as you think it is. So like it's really just like how bad you really want to do it. Like it looks okay like this, but like see how this blends in with this and like you really can't even tell. This is the exact look I'm going for. I'm gonna try to bring it up. It's like a gray. Okay, actually, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this gray and put it here. There it is. See like how it blends it with that gray now? So like basically what I did was I just took the background color of this and I just put it with this right here. So like now it's like it gives the black and white feel. So for the text, I would say like I would prefer the text to be white. I said black, like I said white. I meant to be, I prefer the text to be black really. But like it's okay because I feel like it's still readable. Like you can still see what you want to see. And then like if you scroll down, you can still see everything. So it's okay. But mainly this is how like a website really should look for the most parts. And again, like anything that you really want to change, you could always change it within the settings of like, you know, of the website itself. Everything pretty much looks the same except for the spacing of the footer down here. I always like to like use as less space as possible, honestly, when I'm trying to make websites. But right here, I'll just take that to 8. I feel like there it is. Display social media, of course, but most of the time I don't put social media down here. I prefer to put it in here so like people can see the social media when they click there. So it's not always in the footer. And then like, you know how it's like I said, I want to use less space. I feel like that's perfectly fine. And then that's pretty much it for the home screen. As you guys can see, like it looks like a pretty professional, like, you know, website already. So after that, you know, the product page is the next part of the page. But like with this right here, it's really just the same process now. Once you really have your like your main page finished, everything else is just like easy work. So for the product page, I would just erase some of the top header because like that's too much space up there that's unused. Let's move to 4. Okay, that's perfect. I don't like this being here, so like I try to get rid of this all the time, because if you really want, you could just swipe through it and see. For this, I do accept payments, free payments. Like I said, free payments. Insurance payments are like, you know, the payment methods where they do like 4 payments and like still be able to afford the clothing. You get paid all like automatically. You get paid the full amount, and then this company will get the money from them. So this is really good to be using. The sizes, I like having it like this, but you can always change the way that looks as well. So it could be a drop down, or it could be like, you know, people can just choose it like this. Some people prefer this. Like I'm not saying I don't like it, but like I'm trying to go for a certain type of like feel and vibe. So like I'm gonna leave mine to look like this. I like having just the add to cart, because normally if you have the buy now, I feel like people don't really convert with this as much. I feel like if people add to cart, they can add more to it. But like if they just click buy now if they want to add another color, they have to go back. And people's attention span is really short, so I try not to have that there and just have add to cart. So they can add to cart as they go. For the descriptions, so I never do the descriptions here. I always do the descriptions on the other, like on the back end of the website. It's gonna erase it here, but once you do it at the back end of the website, which I'll show you here. So you go here, you click here to make descriptions for like your clothing. You put all the descriptions in here. I feel like it's way more easier than like typing it here. So that's one thing you should do. And then also the text, let's see, so you can't really control the spacings for all of this, but for the main part, I feel like it gives like the certain feel that you like, that I want for the website. If I click this one, because I did this one like that, so I feel like the spacing for this one was really good. I feel like I really took my time to do this one right here. So for this one, let's do descriptions. Let's see, what do I have here that I don't need? So I have all of this. I took them off from here. So I do use this information because sometimes when I do like run ads, I send people directly to this page. So they normally do like, want to know this information. So I'll leave this here for the time being, or actually I'll just leave track my order. Let me get rid of this. Share that up. Quantity. I feel like the quantity is needed. I really want to get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of this because it's not even on this, but it's with the theme. When you guys ask for the theme, I'm gonna show you how to get rid of this later on, but I'm pretty sure the theme I give you guys won't even have that. So let's just leave that there for now. The price is there. Quantity, size, color, description, and then the app for the reviews. Where's my order? So this is pretty much kind of how it just needs to look. I'm trying to see if I can make things smaller. This is pretty much what it should look like. I want to get rid of a few things. Let me see something. Okay, so it's not letting me change the color for certain things I want to change, but that's okay. I feel like these aren't as visible as they are, so I'm trying to see if I can change the color to that, which I don't think I can from here, but it's okay though, because the way this looks is okay. And then I also changed the button layout as well, so let me change that as well. That wasn't buttons, thickness, here it is. Okay. Okay. That right there looks good. Okay, we're gonna save that, and all buttons will look like this. So I don't like the amount of spacing that's here. That's what's really throwing me, really, because I feel like it's the same amount of spacing that's here, which pretty much it is. But like for some reason, it's just not giving me that same effect that like that I'm looking for. I'll probably make everything just one word, like not one word, but like put everything in like a constructionist, like a better. I'll just make it look better than what it looks like right here. But like I feel like it's okay for now. It's pretty much the same thing. It's pretty much the same thing. It's not even that bad. I'm probably just overthinking it, but let me just get rid of this for now. I think that's probably why. Maybe not, but you get the gist of like what I'm trying to say. So you want to add your size chart. This is a little bit small, and I can barely read it, so I'll probably change the size to that real quick. This was the black one, right? Yep. And you can always change the size of the images within here. That's why I said it's better to do it within here, because I can just make it bigger, a little bit bigger, and then it increases it here. I'll save that. Go back here, refresh the page. Nope, didn't do much. Let's see. Let's just do it here like that. Let's save. Okay, so it's not changing, but that's fine. But on the phone, it looks way bigger than what it looks on the computer, though, because I'm pretty sure that's why it's looking a little bit smaller to me. But for the reviews, you just add a review here. So for the reviews, you would basically like for the reviews. What I normally do is I go to the apps and I install the apps called Loox or whatever you want to call it. So I installed this app, and basically with this app, you're able to like make your own reviews because reviews also can make and break businesses. If you don't have enough reviews, or reviews aren't good enough, your businesses really won't thrive because nobody wants to be the first to like buy something, whatever you're selling. So they want to see other people buying it and like other reviews, and that's when they'll start buying it. So there's nothing wrong with making fake reviews for the meantime. What I tend to do is like I'll just go here, love it. I'll skip that part. And if you do have the clothing, you can also add the pictures here. Okay, so you click next, come up with the name, whoever name you want to use. It doesn't matter. We can say, let's go with Lily O. And then just write whatever email address you want. I wouldn't put your email address because then you're going to get a lot of spams, which is no problem if you like spams on your email, but I'm pretty sure you don't. So after that, you go back to reviews here. It should pop up here immediately. You can click add verification badge. So now it's like, oh, it's a verified review. So you can also like fix that. And then like once you go back to the site, you go scroll down. Now it's here and it's verified. So very easy. You have the reviews, and like once you start like building reviews, now you have like 30, 20, 50, 60 reviews. I would try to add at least 5 reviews every day. I know it's a lot of work. It is, but trust me, just adding reviews, like it changes lives. So you start seeing your reviews like 40, 50, 60, 70. And by that time, you have like 60 reviews and you're selling your products. Like by that time, a lot of people would have like been buying from you, and you won't even have to make the reviews anymore because now people are making reviews for you. And like, when they're buying, they're making the reviews, and like the pattern, like it keeps going on. So like you don't even got to like worry about that. But for the main part, that's really all it is with the websites. We have the contact page here. Probably gonna change this header here to, let's say, oops, wrong thing. If I can't change this color, I will get rid of it. Okay, there it is. I will just say let's make it white, and then at the top, get rid of the bottom. And now it's like, okay, now if they need support, feel free to call this number or basically just write it here. So, which in any scenario, they'll do whatever they got to do to like, make sure. I'm pretty sure they're gonna call you. So, just be prepared if you have your business phone number here. Be prepared to get a lot of phone calls. But besides that, that's pretty much all you really need, like, for a website, because you don't really need too much. It just needs to look good enough, really. So that's pretty much everything on this website. So like if you guys want to check out the brand yourself, like go on the website. It's called Essential God, like essentialgod.com. So try to like whenever you get a logo, like a brand, like try to like make sure like it follows the same like name. Like if you're getting like Essential God, don't let it say essentialxgod.com and then your brand here says Essential God. Like let the whatever the logo is, like let it be the same thing as like your domain, or if your logo is actually an image, then you can really have whatever like domain you're looking for. But I would just say that because I've seen a lot of brands say like this that and then say this dot this that, so you don't want that. But that's pretty much it for the brand. But like if you have any other questions or anything like that, like hit me up, let me know. Like I'll show you guys how to like do more with the themes if you guys want to do more. And like I know there's different type of clothing brands. Like I know there's like streetwear brands. Like streetwear brands aren't gonna look like this. Some streetwear brands sure might look like this, but like not all will look like this. So I don't mind making more videos of like how to create certain type of brand websites to give that certain type of feel. And also I don't mind even buying themes and like showing you how like these themes will look like if you want to make it look like a certain type of way, if you just like tell me what you're going for. So that's pretty much it though for like this video. But like a part 2 will be coming out on like how to run ads, or even how to whatever you guys want. So that's pretty much it. And then also I did not clarify where to go to like add the policies, but it is within settings down. And then let me just go back to it. So you go to settings down here, and then you scroll all the way down to policies, and then you do refund policy. You got to have that. And you can also like it generates a template for you, but like you can also change it. Just make sure to change all the emails as well. private policy, terms of service, shipping, contact. So this is where you do all of that as well. And then if you guys want like my template, I don't mind sending them as well. There's no issue, just ask. But like I said, this is a brand new store again, and like I will show you guys how I run ads for everything. So there's no issue. So just let me know if they have any questions.